broke into my house. Put it in your report and leave the property immediately.
Oh, relax, why are you shaking? Just calm down.
I'm reporting you to the police.
What are we going to steal? The floorboards? We didn't break in. It's a settlement inspection. Calm down. Look at this Shamazu right there. Oh my goodness. It is also non-compliant. Where is the PDA? This is crazy. It's a complete demo job. Like, you gotta really voice it. Don't raise your voice. I'm talking to you in a civilized way. Non-compliant. Non-compliant. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. We're in Moorabbin today, Victoria, doing a revisit for a home that we've inspected earlier. It was a settlement inspection, but during the inspection, the developer rocked up on site, and as soon as he saw that it was me, check out what happened.
I think you've let yourself in, you've pretty much broken into the place, so I'd ask you to leave.
That's fine, no worries. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all right, man. Just calm down, man. What's wrong with that?
That's cool. None of this
I know, but look at it. What's wrong with it?
You know you've done the wrong thing, right?
I haven't done the wrong thing, no. The client booked it in for a settlement inspection. It's open.
You've now broken into the place. It was not open, okay?
It was open. It was open.
It wasn't open. I was here before.
It was open.
Okay?
And the trade is right here as well. Everything's open. The garage was open. Everything's open.
Okay?
Where you being watched, and why are you recording if it's being watched?
Because you broke it into my house.
No, we didn't. We didn't break into your house, man. It's an inspection. Now, what's wrong with you? What are you worried about for? But why are you worried about?
I'm not worried
whatsoever. What are you worried about? We're professional. You know, we're getting an inspection done. What's wrong with that?
It's not an inspection. It's private property.
It's all right, man.
The property has not
settled. Why are you so worried about? Yeah, but what are you worried about?
I am the owner of the property.
Okay.
I've asked you to leave. You're now trespassing.
It's a settlement inspection. What time is the settlement?
Settlement's 2 o'clock.
Oh, relax. Why are you shaking? Now have a conversation with you. I'm not breaking into it. It was open.
You were booked in for 2:45.
Oh, we're booked in for today.
After settlement, you were booked in for 2:45.
You don't have to yell. Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice. I'm talking to you in a civilized manner. We didn't break into house. It was open.
You broke into my house.
It was open. The garage is open. The garage is open. This is open. Why is this open? How did I unlock this?
You broke into the house. You broke through the front door. You're in the house.
The front door's open, man. It's a settlement inspection.
You broke into the house, okay?
Settlement inspection. Just calm down.
You're more than welcome
to come
down here after settlement, okay? Your appointment was 2:45.
It's all right. It's all right. It was open. We thought we could do the exterior, man. Why are you being so hostile? Just relax.
Because I know how you work.
No, what do you mean how I work?
How you work.
How do I work?
You're full of defamation.
What do you mean defamation? How am I defaming you?
Multiple court cases.
How? Show me. See, now these are false allegations, and when we are going to do that for you as well, we're going to take you to court for false allegations towards me. Where's the? Show me. Where's the defamation cases? Where are they?
Come on, leave the property.
No, where are they? Show me.
And if you
false allegations right there. Mama, just bring your stuff. Just bring. That's all right. Call the police. Call the police. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Did you get everything?
Yeah.
All right, close it. Calm down, man.
You can't.
Do you want a breakdown of the property?
You broke into my house.
Waterproof is not compliant. Roofing is not compliant.
Beautiful.
Dam buster rain is everywhere.
And guess what?
Dam buster, you know about that.
Put it in your report, mate.
That's all right.
I'm not the builder. I'm the damn owner.
That's why you're worried about.
Report and leave the property.
That's why you're worried about, aren't you?
I'm not worried. I'm contractually covered.
Go get everything. Yeah, for using dam buster rain heads.
I don't care.
Dam buster rain heads. Fake dam buster rain heads everywhere.
I'm reporting you to the police.
Yeah, go for it. That's fine. We didn't break in. It's a settlement inspection. Calm down.
It's not settlement. You know.
Settlement inspection.
45.
Oh, what's the difference if we're a bit early? Big deal, man.
Because it's not their
Look
property.
at you.
They don't own it yet.
You're so worried. You're so worried about it, man.
What have you stolen from inside?
What are we going to steal? The floorboards. We're going to steal the floorboards. Go. No. We're going to have a walkthrough right now to show that I didn't steal anything. Let's go.
You don't own the property.
All right, go. Go inside and tell me what I've stolen right now. I'm not leaving because you're now saying that we have stolen some goods. Let's go.
Why would you enter somebody's property without consent? Okay.
There's an appointment booked today for an inspection.
With me, the owner?
With the homeowner.
They're not a homeowner. They're not a homeowner.
It's a settlement inspection, man. Just calm down.
How do you know? You should have done a title search prior.
Title search?
Yeah.
It's been booked for a settlement inspection. We have the address.
As the owner?
This is open. Look.
You as the owner? So what time was your booking?
2:15.
And settlement.
So what? So what if we're going a bit early? What's wrong with that?
Property. Okay, because
you're so worried about the whole job, and I can understand why. Major defects here.
Yep.
Box cutter has to get demoed. Bathrooms have to get demoed.
You have a think about it over the weekend if you're going to
Yeah, all right. You're right. Yeah, and theft as well.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have a look. I'm going to stay here until the homeowner comes,
Yep.
and then we're going to go through it.
Yep. No, you're not allowed through the property whatsoever, okay? Okay, so the homeowner is coming here for the purpose of final inspection.
Moment, just back up.
Let me make that clear. They're coming here for the purpose of final inspection,
Yeah, all right.
okay? At 2:15, right? They're not coming to do anything else. They're coming for a final inspection. Up until the point that they've settled, you're not allowed in that property, okay? You've been given notice. You'll be charged with trespass if you go back in there, okay? Break it out.
Break it in, yeah. For a non-compliant home, mate, the whole place needs to come down. Box cutters non-compliant. I got the drone up. We have the high capacity overflow, no support, infringement of copyright throughout all townhouses, all the townhouses, all the townhouses. We should know you're using now a non-conforming product and also a breach of copyright. Dambuster already know about that, and they're going to call you.
They're going to call me.
What's your number?
They're going to call me.
What's your number? Yeah, of course, because you've installed it.
As if I'm going to give you my number.
You've installed it. You've installed it on your job site, and you've accepted it. You've accepted the works.
You're not allowed back on the property.
You've accepted the works.
You get confirmation, right?
I might take some photos for the Dambuster to. And look, the garage is open.
That just got open. That's
Oh no, that was open as well. Oh, now you're closing it. Who's closing it? I know you're closing it.
You've got a bloody remote that let you into the house.
A remote?
You have so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just saw it in your pocket. It's in your bloody hand.
That's not a remote, that's a camera cover.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
You broke it. I know that was locked because I left here and it was locked.
Show me your pockets. What's in your pocket? What's in your pocket?
Here.
Show me the remote. You've got the remote.
I've got the remote.
Look at that. Then who got the remote then? Look at the nails, mate. Take it easy, man. You're taking it too personal, man. Settlement inspection.
You broke it into the house.
It's
a final inspection for the purchaser, okay?
So, all right. So, is it going to settle today? How can you settle to a home like that? So you get
because it's a contract. It's not the plan contract. That's exactly how.
You just said
no defect will stop settlement. Okay.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
It is.
No defect will stop a settlement, except if it's a major defect. Major defect.
We'll see about
mate, the bathrooms are all going to leak, mate.
Anyway, you go back on the property. Police will come in. You'll be charged with trespass. You're being
no worries. We've been booked. We've been booked. All right, we're going to go for the whole property. We've been
You're
booked.
not allowed through the property, okay?
Why is that?
Until it's settled, because I am the owner and I've told you cannot go on there, okay?
Until it's settled.
Until it's settled. Okay?
All right, I'm gonna call the office. I'm gonna call the office.
Taken place,
because no one said that.
I have had advice.
No
from
one
two
has
lawyers
said that.
today, okay? I've had advice from two lawyers.
Okay, no one said that. I'm gonna call the office and see because we booked. We can't waste time here sitting there waiting for settlement.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. You're welcome.
No one told us that.
I've been advised by two lawyers.
All right, I'm gonna call the owner. Let's see what the owner said.
And you were booked after settlement, okay?
No, we didn't say that.
You were booked after settlement.
You just said now, pre-settlement. You said it now on camera.
Here, the purchaser is here for a final
You don't
inspection.
even know what you're talking about.
Oh, you're a joke. You're a joke. Go back in there.
No.
That's final. You go back in there, you're charged with trespass.
That's fine. I'm going to call the homeowner because
now and tell them they're not a homeowner. They're not a homeowner. Okay. Goodbye.
The thing is, settlement was not going to happen on that day. It was supposed to happen the week after, but he was saying that settlement was supposed to happen that day, which was a Friday. And it's a brand new home. The homeowners have booked us in. I came a little bit earlier. The garage was open, door was open, walked in the job, started doing our inspection. It's very normal for us to do that. All good. The thing is, as you can see from the video, settlement was not supposed to occur on that day. It was supposed to occur the following week. And this developer doesn't care because apparently he's contractually covered, which is so annoying because these guys are relying on these builders to do the work, and then they go to the next job and use another builder to do more crap work, and they're making the money. Builders and trades are suffering. I mean, the whole system is so bad. Like, everybody involved should be prosecuted, should be charged with something, you know? This is pretty bad what's going on in the industry at the moment. What you'll see from this inspection, and I'm going to invite Russell because there's some major items here that I've noted on my first report. There's going to be another report now on top of the first report because we got denied access, as you can see from that video. We're going to go on the roof and see what's going on in detail. And we're gonna show a couple of more items what's wrong with this home. Waterproofing issues, there's some cladding issues. It's an array of non-compliant work. So this home comprises of hebel to the ground floor and polystyrene to the upper floor. And this wall looks pretty good, I like it. But then when you look at the upper wall, you can see how they try to be very creative and create these nice lines. We got squares here and then a rectangle there, a line over there that's out of level. I mean, just trash work. The property cost the homeowner over $1.1 million. And for that price, you'd expect the work quality to at least meet the minimum requirements. All right, so let me show you how the house is here. Nice sliding door to a not bad sized backyard. Apparently the developer did the backyard work here. He got a couple of guys to just smash out that landscaping, chucked all this mulch. Look at the amount of mulch on that tree. Wow, plants. Have a look, building debris underneath the mulch. Gotta cut costs somehow. And then the thing that I wanted to show you guys is that this, have a look at this brick wall. It's about to fall over. And they handed the job off like this, guys. How dangerous is this for kids? Look at that. I just can't believe this. Over $1.1 million and this is what you get. And apparently they had to install this with a couple of star pegs to get the OC permit, the occupancy permit. I just can't believe it. Check it out. Wow. And look at this brick wall. Look at this boundary. Homeowners have moved into this non-compliant home. Builder promises going to fix the job. Not sure when. Overall, this area is okay. Roofing is a disaster. But the shower areas as well are non-compliant. And now I've put my wall camera here to get a better photo of the angle because there has to be a perimeter because the water stop to the opening has to be connected to the perimeter flashing and it is not. So I removed the guide to get a better photo and video, and then we've got an enclosed shower with no hob or set down, and unfortunately it is also non-compliant. And I know the builder's doing a bad job, waterproofer's doing a bad job, but the building surveyor, I'm not sure why this guy didn't pick it up. So easy to pick up. 5 mil above the finished floor level, there is no water stop. So the subtile water is gonna make its way over time, exit the shower area into the wet area, and then expand over time to this area here and start making its way to the floorboards, swelling the floorboards, deteriorating building elements, which is also in breach of part 2.2.2 of the National Construction Codes, Building Act, AS 3740, you name it. And it's been handed over to the clients, and now the homeowners have a battle ahead of them. This is how bad this is. Like, homeowners are settling to these homes and they don't meet the minimum standards, and if left untreated, it's going to impact your home. Homes are gonna leak. You're gonna have to take the builder to court. You're gonna have to get trades to fix this job. It's gonna be a renovation. And we need this change in the industry ASAP. So we have that shower, that's non-compliant. We have a sitting area here, and then the backyard continues to this section. All right. Also, the overflow relief gully is not compliant. There has to be a slope away from it. You'll get water going inside it. So the landscaping here is also non-compliant. Wow. What do you guys think of the render job? Beauty, huh? Do your best in silicon, the rest right there, guys. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Thanks a lot, Russell, for coming.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's not a great day really, but a good day.
So what do you think of these NCBPs, mate? Tell me.
Yeah, the NCBP. So let's just go into that a little bit. So in the National Construction Code, it talks about non-conforming building products, which is an NCBP. So that's a product which is not what it says it is, doesn't do necessarily what you think you're getting it to do, and it's being marketed to deceive people. And there's a whole there's a guide in relation to conforming building products and definitions in the National Construction Code that people can go and have a look at, and I'm sure you'll flick that up for people to have a look at. Now, we're at this block of units, and it's covered in rain heads. There's rain heads everywhere. They probably couldn't have fitted more on here if they tried. And so these are a copy of our dam buster rain heads. However, they've done a pretty poor effort of actually copying these correctly. And this building therefore is totally at risk of flooding as a result of the poor copying, but also it's non-compliant because they've used a non-conforming building product. They can't use any of our data, so there's nothing for them to use as a performance solution, and the people who buy these units are in real trouble. And so are the people who've been involved in the chain here. So, you know, the plumbers and the builder, and also the building surveyor, who's had a big role in this as well.
The building surveyor has actually passed this home. These homes have a occupancy permit. So do you think that he should have checked the certificate of compliance from the roof plumber where it says, hey, there's no performance solution for the rain head, which is right there. I'm on the street. You can see. Shouldn't have just raised that at least?
Well, he should have asked, you know what, he should be asking for a roof drainage design for this building full stop. Okay, these are complex building designs, and you need to know that it's going to work. It's interesting because the VBA have just recently produced a guideline for Class 2 buildings, this is not a Class 2 building, but clearly they're going, Class 2 buildings, hey guys, maybe just please have a look at the roof drainage. Okay, but this is a clear example where the building surveyor has just let it ride through. He's too busy. He's just come here, signed this thing off, and basically it's waiting to flood.
You know what? How about we go on the roof and get into more detail?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
I've got with me a genuine dam buster rain head. Now, the way you can tell a genuine dam buster rain head is there's always a sticker attached to our products, which has got a serial number, which tells us who made this product, when, how, why, wherever. And so that gives us the ability to trace. And also on every dam buster product, whether it's a rain head, a sump, change of direction device, there'll be a laser cut detail in here. This one says DB300. So this is a DB300 rain head with a box cutter receiver. So this device here is all coming out of a laser cut system where it's auto folded. Every single hole in this lines up, and they just pop the rivets in, and it's pre-siliconed before anybody gets it. When you're looking at this product, and this is why it's so important to use a product which is a conforming building product versus a non-conforming building product, is because we take a lot of care to make sure that people are making our products off a SolidWorks program. So we know exactly how they're making it, right? It's like someone makes it in Western Australia or they make it in Queensland, it's all made the same. So what we're looking for is a 25 millimeter differential between the box gutter coming in and the top of the weir. So what you can see there is the dam buster is at least 25 millimeters, okay? And that's every single dam buster rain head. And that is going to be millimeter perfect on every single one because of the way we do this with a SolidWorks program, okay? And then you've got the front face, which is integral to the whole system. Gives you your really, really good sized overflow, which we know is guaranteed to be at least 16 litres a second through here, okay? So even if, you know, the local possums come and nest in here, and it blocks up, the water is going to flow over that overflow and out, and it's never going to be a problem for you as the householder or the plumber. There'll be no callbacks or anything like that. So this product here, you know, it's available through our network of manufacturers and distributors. You can get this through, you know, brands like Reese, TradeLink. You can get this through Stramit now in New South Wales and in Queensland. In Western Australia, you can buy this through Stramit dealers. So this is a really accepted product on the market out there. Now, what we actually go to great pains with this product is to make sure that the front face distance is a set distance away from the weir, okay? So that gives us our 16 litres a second overflow, and in fact it does a lot more than 16 litres a second. That's just the measurement that we used within the Australian standard. So beautiful product, all fits together, lovely. People who are using this product love it. Honest to goodness, hand on heart, we have had no failures. 8 years we've been making these products, 8 years. No failures, no problems. And yet, when we do get people calling us up saying, oh, I've got a problem with one of your products, whenever we ask that question, how wide is it? How long is it? You know, does it have the DB logo on it? Oh, no, it doesn't. So the only problems that have come back to us are people who've copied our products. So on this job here, it looks like they've done a really bad job of copying our products. This is a really poor effort.
So we're gonna go through the details now, guys. We're gonna show you what happens when someone's copying something. It's not only in breach of the copyright patent, because this product has a patent on it.
It actually has a whole stack of patents on it, and those patents include poor copy patent, right? Which not many people understand. You know, your average Fred in the shed thinks that he changes something by 10% and gets around the copyright laws, okay? Which is a load of garbage. Love to introduce those people to our lawyers who would eat them for breakfast, okay?
Exactly right. But have a look how, like this home is over $1 million, and literally it's the same price. Some plumbers have told you that it will cost them the same amount of buying an original one.
Well, the original ones are not expensive, okay?
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. The copies are often being paid. People are actually paying more for the copies than they are for the originals, okay?
I'm gonna let Russell go through how bad this job is with this rain head. And not only that, if they do get a blockage in the stormwater, water's gonna go back inside the house. That's how bad this is.
Well, as you saw before, like the front face of our rain heads is a set distance, and that's in our SolidWorks program. No one can make our rain heads without that set distance, okay? What these guys have done, and this is why I say this is a Fred in the shed kind of job, and like, you know, sort of contort yourself around to get in here, is if I put the level on top of the overflow weir there, instead of being 25 millimeters below the sole of the box cutter, with 40 millimeters above it. So instead of it being a drop down, it's a hurdle up. Okay, so the water's actually got to go up to get over this overflow.
So if this gets blocked right there, water's going to rise up.
And they have put a bit of silicone on here.
Yeah.
But there's no way there's a seam there, right? So as soon as that silicone breaks, which it will, because the box gutter is going to move because of expansion, contraction, there's a gap underneath this gutter.
Yep.
Right, and the water's straight back into the building, in behind the foam and down, and those beautiful timber floors in there, stuffed.
Try to get a photo.
So they've just bogged it with silicone. Right, that's like if you saw our product, we've got like a big sort of lap seal there. So the plumber puts silicone on it and compresses it down, so you get a really nice seal the way the Australian standards requires you to. So now the next thing to take umbrage with here is what they've done is this is the kind of logic these guys, you know, what they've done is they've made it in two pieces. So they've made this, you know, basic box and slashed out the front down. What do we got there? They've slashed it down 90 mil, and then they've made it in two pieces, this is some genius's idea of how to get around a patent. Like, I'll make it in two pieces, and therefore I'm not copying the patent, you know, which is just wrong. And then to top it all off, these guys have banged it on. And what we've got here, just check this out, okay? The overflow, oh geez, I'm getting walloped by this tree, man. It's like,
Oh, wow.
It's the whomping banana bush. Nuts. So what do we got? The front face, like if it wasn't bent out of shape, you're lucky to be 20 mil. Okay, so that could block up with banana leaves or whatever these are, and flood the building. And you know, we've already established the box cut is too shallow as well. So this is an example of just poor design, you know, at building construction documentation stage, followed by half-assed effort down the track to put on to copy a product. So we've got a non-conforming building product, non-compliantly installed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then not only that, like if we go for a walk around to show other things, I mean, that grain head over there is the same thing. It's non-compliant, overflows too high. I mean, if we go through this guy's work as a professional registered practitioner, I mean,
What is this? Oh, this is bizarre.
look, have a look at this guy's work. Let me just show our viewers the guy's work. Look at this, guys.
Yeah, that'll be good in a nice.
So this box cutter
southerly.
right here, how shallow is it?
Well, this is weird. It's a weird thing. I don't even know what to call this, right? So let's look at the sheet here. Can you get in there?
Yeah, try to get in. Yeah.
So, do you know what? It's bent back on itself. Do you know that'd be lucky to be 20 mil high? Yeah, sort of 20 mil, maybe 25 mil. Okay, so I'm going to call that a box cutter. Okay, because I don't know what else to call it, to tell you the truth. It's a box cutter. It's not a soaker flashing. Doesn't fit the bill for any type of flashing that I've seen in the code. So we're looking at a very, what was that, 25 mil? 25 mil deep box cutter. And sort of, oh, hang on. Not much, there's not much underneath this. Look at that. It's got no support.
So there you go. That's in branch of base 3500.3.
Yeah. So there's no support in that there. So that's rubbish. That's just asking for trouble. Do you want to?
And then we've got around the corner here.
So we got a box cutter which is also picking up water from the roof. So it's a pretty small house. So at the end of the day, you're probably under 3 litres a second. So from a design perspective, you assume 3 litres per second. So.
And this box cutter is discharging all this water to that non-conforming rain head.
With a hurdle instead
With a hurdle.
With a hurdle, right?
So that can potentially flood the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, what people have to get their head around is we get a lot of heavy rain in Melbourne in November, sort of late November. It absolutely flogs down. The building floods. They've just bought this house. Building floods. They ring up their, Amy, I don't know, whoever they're insured with. And they send out their inspector. He goes, this is a brand new building. It's not meant to flood in up to a once in 100 year rainfall, right? And by the way, when people say up to a once in 100 year rainfall, that measurement of flooding is at once in 100, and a box cutter has actually 60 mil of freeboard above that. Right? So it's not going to flood in a once in 100 year rainfall or a once in 150 rainfall. It's designed with a lot of fat in the Australian standards. So what we've got here is a super shallow box cutter. So what do we got? 75 mil. 75 mil deep. So that's the maximum depth of the box cutter. With 300 mil, it's with 335 mil wide, which is a weird measurement in any case. But let's call that 300 mil wide. So at 3 litres a second, that's going to be 96 millimetres deep at the high end. That tells me straight away this is non-compliant. Now,
It doesn't even meet the minimum requirements.
doesn't meet the requirement. But what people have to realise is I'm not the only one that knows that. Every loss adjuster knows that. They walk up here and they go, non-compliant. Non-compliant.
So what could happen for the
Homeowner.
What implications would that have on the homeowner?
The homeowner's home and contents insurance walks away.
Oh wow!
Right.
So basically, if they get any flooding here,
They just walk away and go chase it with the builder, and then
Oh
you
my
join the
goodness.
15,000 people queued up at VCAT, right? Which is a pretty awful place to be. And if
Especially now.
if you're really lucky, you get kicked to the county court, and you join the thousands and thousands of people in the county court who are trying to fight their builders for the same sort of thing. The insurer is going to turn around and say, well, we might fix your internal damage when you fix the roof.
wow!
Right.
And all it is, literally, I'm just guessing, probably like 20, 30 bucks extra to get an original one, or even the same price.
It'd be the same. It'll be, you know what? These things.
That's what we don't understand. I really don't understand why. I mean, next door over there, guys, as well. All the rain heads are a copied Dambuster rain head. It's
Yeah.
everywhere, and
So-
these guys are stuffing up the whole industry.
Non-conforming building products, right? Non-conforming building products are a problem for the building surveyor, right? Because he's ultimately responsible for this place. He needs to know what a non-conforming building product is. These are non-conforming. This is a conforming building product. It does what it says. It is who it says it is. It's got evidence of suitability documents and engineering behind it. It's being sold through reputable outlets like Reese, Stramit, all these kind of places. And you can use that as a plumber. You can use this product in Victoria under a performance solution. There's no problem with performance solutions. Performance solutions are like the same as compliance, right? As DTS. They're just another way of doing it. So this product here is part of a palette of products that we make that plumbers can then install compliantly. Right?
And we did have a look at the certificate of compliance that this roof plumber has issued, and he does not have any performance solution for any of the works. This box cutter, the sump, we're gonna have, the sump over there, which we're gonna have a look at shortly. The rain head, no performance solution at all, anywhere.
Which is amazing, because as we found out by standing here for a few minutes, this is a bit of a rat run here.
Yeah.
I'm certain that VBA inspectors use this rat run. It's they cut off the traffic jam down the road here and scoot through, and they all just scoot by this place.
I'm just amazed that the building surveyor missed it, because the building surveyor, he's in charge of signing off the job, and it's not like it's hidden in a wall. On the street, you can tell.
We can. And the thing is, building surveyors, they're like, the three wise monkeys sort of thing. They hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil. But the reality is they have an awful lot of power, and when they want to, they can exercise it. So he could write a show cause notice on the builder to change all these over and make them conforming building products tomorrow.
But he might lose the clientele, mate.
Well, yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Come on. It's about the almighty dollar.
There's no support on this sump. You can actually see there's no support anywhere here.
Actually, the gutters, no, there's nothing underneath that. So this is, once again, this is a plumber's crack, interestingly enough, at doing a high capacity overflow, or a sump high capacity overflow device, as it's called in the code. It's actually a very complicated device hydraulically. At Dambuster, when we first set out to do what we're doing, we sat down to try and see whether we could create a off-the-shelf high capacity overflow device. It's really hard to do because there's a lot of variables in this device, okay? So unlike the rain heads and the sumps that we make, which are all based off free flow, these things here are a totally different beast, okay? So if you block up the outlet to this, the water rises up, and it's meant to rise up here above the sole of the box gutter, and then discharge into the overflow weir, which runs right across the whole device. Now, what these guys have done is banged the overflow down inside the sump here. So whatever blocks that up mostly blocks this up as well. And then the water just continues to rise up inside here, and it's got nowhere to go, okay, into the building. Now, they've made this thing pretty deep, and it's going to take a fair bit of water to actually do that, but it's a compliance issue. This is straight away non-compliant, as you know, but it's not actually that easy to fix, okay? Now, let's just check how wide this is. So interestingly, it's 340 mil wide. Now, if anyone's looking out there, you'll realise that a sump high capacity overflow device can only be installed on a gutter that's beyond 300 mil wide. There's no calculations in the DTS standard for anything smaller than that. So you could build one in here, but they're going to have to do some serious measurements to be able to set the height of the weir and form everything up to make it work. So yeah, you know, it doesn't fit the bill, non-compliant workmanship.
And then a performance solution as well.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the whole thing. You know, the VBA. If you watch their stuff on performance solution, a really unusual way of looking at performance solution. You know, so on the one hand, you got Neville Campbell telling everybody this is how performance solution has to work, and they get to the end of the video, and I think it's Warren James is like, you can performance solution anything, right? So, like, I'd like to see a performance solution for this. Okay, I'd like someone to give me a performance solution for this, because like the performance solution process is based off the standard. So you're going to have to do something less than the standard to be able to show that this has got evidence of suitability, which is really hard to do.
All right, guys, we're on the upper roof, and unbelievable. You're not gonna believe what we just discovered. And I just couldn't believe it. Are you guys ready? Let's go.
Righto, so what you find is in the Australian standards, in AS 3500 3, I think it's 3.6, wasn't it? Yeah, 3.6, talks about valleys. And so the minimum grade of a valley on a roof is 12.5 degrees. So, not the valley, the actual roof sheets running into the valley. So the roof sheets either side have to be 12.5 degrees minimum, okay? Now, on this roof here, what we've got, 9.75 degrees, okay? So this should have been picked up. Once again, this is why people need to do roof designs, okay? Roof drainage designs, because this is a really simple, easy mistake. They've used corrugated on here. That's fine. They've used corrugated at 9.75 degrees, which is absolutely fine. But the problem is they've banked valleys everywhere. Okay. So when this translates to the actual valley, what it means is you've got a valley slope of 6.95 degrees, which is really low.
That's in breach of AS 3500.3, HB 39.
The whole.
I mean,
the whole
even the
kit and
VBA
caboodle.
picks on this all the time. Now, let me ask you this: how can this be rectified? It's multi-unit development. Every single roof is like that. Like, what's involved?
It's a big job, isn't it? Like, so you got to change. Just have a look at this, right? So this was measuring over a meter. So if we go up to 12 degrees, it's actually quite a difference, right? So you add that over the whole roof. They're going to have to lift this entire roof area, re-batten it, to get it to 12 degrees.
So
12.5
are we talking about removing the roof, reframing potentially, and like scaffold the whole site as well? You can't just do this.
This building here has been handed over.
Yeah.
So they need a new building. They need a new certificate, like a new because you're gonna have to change the buttons.
Oh yes. So
right?
structural work involved.
Structural work. So there's cost in this, right? Significant cost.
But the thing is, the VBA, remember what you just told me before? They said they can performance solution anything, mate. Can this be performance solution?
No, you can't performance solution this, okay?
All right, I'm just checking.
No. You know what? You're not going to be able to performance solution this because you've got to be able to base your performance solution off something, okay? So you've got to be able to say, how does this compare with the benchmarking, which is the Australian standards? And if you're going to be less than that, what are you going to do to overcome those problems long term? Like, it's not about whether this house lasts, 5, 6 years or 10 years. It's about 50 years.
Now, can you tell me, if this is left like that, what are some of the things that can happen, you reckon?
Well, it just means that the valleys are more prone to block up with debris, right?
Okay.
And as soon as they block up with debris, they're going to back flood.
Yep.
And normally the slope of the roof would overcome that. But because it's really shallow, you're going to have potential problems there, okay?
What do you reckon of this now?
Yeah, right.
Look at this.
Okay, so we've got enough.
Forget about the rubbish.
Yeah.
And we've got, it looks like there's a fall away from the actual sump,
Got a
isn't
few
it?
old rivets there. So it's in degrees, but it's 1.6 degrees. Millimeters?
Yeah, there we go.
27 millimeters over a meter.
Wow.
Back that way.
Yep.
Okay, so this is why it's holding stuff here. So where are we? We're in Moorabbin. We're not very far from the coast here, okay? So you get wind, you get sort of salt-laden breeze blowing over here. It lands in here, lays in this section, and this rots out in 5 years' time instead of 35 years' time.
Especially, look, you've got the rivets already rusting as well. We've got fixtures here as well. Look at this, rust everywhere.
So just so you're looking here, right? This is a box gutter. Got minimum heights and stuff here, okay? So this box gutter is 35 mil high. Okay, that's a disgrace, right?
Yeah. That's just crazy. You know what? Because they know no one's going to get up there and they can get away with it. And they don't know that there's special forces that will come on the upper roof and bust these guys. This is so bad. And not only that, I mean, on the plans, it shows that there's a sump on this side and this guy just decided to put it there.
Yeah, well, this is the thing though. The plans show that, but nobody's done a roof design for this. So nobody smart has done a roof design. Okay, this really hinges back to the problem and the reason why it's so bad, okay? It's because we're in a building boom. We're about to build millions more houses, okay? So what the people down at the Goodshed North and other places in Australia need to understand is that roof drainage design must be done at building documentation stage. If you don't do it on paper, it's never going to get built right. Yeah. This plumber probably got this job when the frame was already made.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And then he had to work out where the hell he's going to put his sumps.
What he was
probably
going to do.
a beam here.
Well,
we don't know.
There's going to be like a girder truss running through here.
Yeah.
Okay. Right into the corner where he's thinking about putting his sump.
Yeah. And
or
you can't do nothing
where
about
some
it.
genius is drilling the sump on the plans.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's banged it around here. So he's ended up non-compliant with the change of direction, and then he's made this sump here, which he's put a side overflow on this, which drops into rain head on the external wall.
Which drops into, is it a compliant rain head? No.
No.
There you go.
It's this funny idea. So the whole idea, if you go back to the standard as well, is that the overflows are meant to actually discharge onto the ground surface.
Yeah.
To alert someone that there's actually a problem. But this thing's dropping into the rain head.
Well,
so
this
no
is
one
200 by 45 mil.
Yeah, which is smaller than the minimum size in the Australian standards. Which I think is 200 by 65.
So this is 200 mil here, the length.
So it's, no cigar when it comes to the size.
And what about the position of this? You were saying something.
Well, this gets back to a really interesting little discussion that we've had with the VBA lately about the prescriptive nature of AS3500-3. So AS3500-3 requires this to be right in the middle of the sump.
Yeah.
So this guy's moved it. Technically, needs a performance solution to move it.
And there is none.
But there's no performance solutions on the whole job. And then the depth of the sump. Let's go. Hang on. Let's just have a look. So he's 400 long with the sump, which is he's sort of done all right. But the sump's not the full width of the box gutter, so it hasn't quite made it. It's about 35 mil short of the full width of the box gutter. Now, you know what? It sounds like petty kind of stuff, but if they're gonna say it's a prescriptive code, it's a prescriptive code, right? If you go down to the local pharmacy and they say, well, actually, prescriptive doesn't mean prescriptive, and we're going to change your heart medication a little bit without telling anybody, how would you feel about it? Right? Prescriptive means prescriptive.
And all we're asking for is it's a minimum standards, and it hasn't been achieved.
No.
And it's not a cheap home. $1 million home. And
there aren't many cheap homes now, mate.
And then we've got this problem as well that you're saying right there. This box gutter.
Yeah, so this box gutter here, once again, has inadequate gradient. Not in gradient. What's the gradient on it? So let's just have a look at it. Well, it does have inadequate gradient. So that's 3 millimeters over a metre.
And also, so
that should be minimum 5. Well, it keeps bouncing. Now it's 0.
0.
I breathed and it went to 0.
So you've got a box gutter here that hasn't got adequate fall as per the requirements, and then over there, look what happens there.
Change of direction.
Which is another breach.
Yeah, another breach.
So multiple breaches. This whole roof has to get demoed, man.
And up at this top end, we got a maximum depth here of maybe 35, 40 mil. If you really want to get serious, it's maybe 50 mil deep.
This roofer has to go on the disciplinary board because, how can you pass a job like that? How can you issue a certificate to the homeowners and then they got an OC permit and then the homeowner settled and now the homeowner has to get involved with potentially demoing a roof? It's just really bad. It just stuffs up everybody, man.
So we were just looking at the cappings here, and these guys have gone all out on the cappings. So they've managed to make a 4.15 degree fall inwards. You know, good on you, well done, fellas. Now I've got a question though for the audience out there. Okay, so when I go and look in HB 39, it never mentions ever fixing a capping through the roof like this. Okay. It says the cappings need to be fixed at spacings not greater than 500 millimeter spacings, okay? But it says you have to do it with cleats. Now, if you're like me, I've never seen anybody fix a capping with cleats, okay? Never. They've always done it this way. Now, the problem is with that is you're penetrating the top of the capping, which the NCC doesn't really like you to do. And you know, my personal view on it is not too bad if the capping's got adequate gradient, but the moment it doesn't, that becomes a leak point into the building. So the issue here is that the VBA particularly, they were responsible for HB 39, they've never cleared that up, okay? You go into HB 39, I'm sure you'll pull it up for everybody. There's a little picture of a cleat which fixes on here and allows this whole thing to move, okay? But it's never been adhered, never been like policed, never. But it's in there, it's in the code, which means you're meant to be compliant with that.
Well, let's see what the VBA are going to do about it. Hopefully they put a post out there or...
Well, they're very good at posting things at the moment. There's an awful lot of stuff popping into my inbox. How about the technical team down there at the Good Shed North actually works out what is the correct way to do this, and don't just come back and tell us, let's put cleats on these, because by the way, there's not a single cleat in the whole of Melbourne holding a capping on. I'll just show you these. We've got these two Samsung multi-split units that have been installed. So this is the super common defect, okay, that I see every day of the week. And what it is see the white, you know, it all looks like white, so hang on, I'll point it out a bit better. So this is the two pair, which is how, that's inside there is the refrigerant gas that flows to and from the condenser units. So it's got this insulation over the top of it. Now, this white stuff here on the outside, the squishy white stuff, it's not UV stable. It actually breaks down really fast out in the weather. So when I go to jobs, most of the time I'm looking at bare pipes here. So this joint's what, you know, a couple of months old, if that. So the thing is, right, out in the weather like this insulation is going to last maybe a year, okay? And then it's going to break down really quick. The thing is, the birds love it, so they come and peck it off. And so when I go to the jobs, it's just all bare pipes here, which just means most of the energy is just going into the atmosphere for these units. You know, there's going to be as many stars as you like, but if you don't fix this, it's going to be fairly useless, okay? So this is a really big issue because no one does it properly. This is all meant to be wrapped in a butanol, UV stable wrapping, and even the butanol sometimes needs protection from vermin as well. So this is all in the Guide to Good Practice, which is a document which tells you how to do all this. And the VBA have sent out a number of mechanical services updates recently, which have also said that it needs to be appropriately lagged, okay? So, but this is a huge issue. These guys don't give a stuff. They just stick it in. They don't care about the environment or anything else. They just bang it in and they don't put any protection on this at all. And over here we've got multiple conduits and pipes going through this big wad of silicon, which is, look at that, it's already cracked. That's just not going to last. And this thing here is just going to pipe that water straight down into the house eventually, okay? So there's specific products for doing this. There's a top hat. It's called a top hat that they can utilize to make this in a correct manner that sort of means the pipes go down and back up and down through the roof.
It just looks to me like they're just trying to cut costs. I mean,
I've made
just shove a tube of silicon inside.
it
Probably couple.
It couldn't be bothered, you know. It's like, they've got the couldn't be's. But it's not just these guys. It's every job I go to. It's just every job. This is just every job. Never done right. They're a bit loose, aren't they? Yeah, so we've had a bit of a look around here now at this building, at the roofing plumbing on it, and it's clearly non-compliant. You know, we've got the issues with the valleys, we've got really poor box gutter design, like no design. We've got, you know, copies of conforming products, so what are they? NCBPs
BPs
on this building. So you know, that's a big problem for the building surveyor, for the builder, for the plumber, for everybody. You've got patent breaches on our products, which is going to bring us down heavy on this. Okay, so we're going to come back to these guys, and they're going to be facing federal court action. So everyone in the chain here, so everybody who's been in the chain of supply of this product is now in the gun from Dam Buster. Okay, and not just from Dam Buster, from the National Construction Code as well. So the chances are that when it all comes back to it here, the building surveyor could issue a show cause notice against the owners and the builder and say every one of these has to be replaced. Okay. Now we know that the box gutters behind these are wrong as well. So it's not as simple as just replacing the dam busters on the end of it. It doesn't make it compliant, because the compliance is when you fit a conforming product in a compliant way. Okay. So this box gutter is non-compliant with the standard. There's no magic pixie dust for that. The only way you're going to be able to get more depth in that is if you can lower it, or if you have to lift the roof. Right, now lifting the roof is an enormous task. Up the top, we've got valleys that have been installed on roofs with less than 12.5 degree fall. Non-compliant.
Massive issues here.
And that's non-compliant with AS 3500-3/2021, which is prescriptive. Okay, it's a prescriptive code, and that's the words of the VBA. In fact, that is the words of the VBA's new chief building surveyor. Okay, prescriptive. Okay, we've got a 3,000 litre above ground storage tank here. So that tank's being filled by what people commonly call a charged stormwater system. So a charged stormwater system means that the water comes in up there, flows down underground, comes back up and goes into the tank. Okay? So what that means is that the pipework under the ground here is full of water. Now there's no leaf strainer or any way of keeping debris out of that gutter. So these pipes fill up with debris. And what they've done is just put a single outlet here, like an IO on its side above ground.
Yep.
Yep. So if we took that off, water would come flying out. But that doesn't allow you to drain the water in the pipes. So.
Oh, you mean under the ground?
Under the ground.
Okay.
So that water under the ground just gets really putrid and rank and filthy. So you need to have some sort of way of getting that water out. So the problem with this system is the Australian standards requires drains to drain. They're meant to have a 1 in 200, a 1 in 100 gradient, and so that would be non-compliant with the Australian standards. It's prescriptive code. Once again, I can't say that enough today. It's prescriptive code. So if you start ring up the VBA, ring up the hotline, speak to the guys down there, and they'll say, oh, you need a performance solution for this. Except when we looked on the compliance certificate, there's no performance solution. So what performance solution for this would entail would be someone's like a civil engineer saying, I'm going to put this in, but we're going to make sure that pipe's on grade and runs to a location in a pit where we can drain it out and get rid of the water. So that it's easy for these people to maintain their system and keep that water from going off all the time. They'd also want leaf strainers in to get the muck out to begin with, to get rid of most of it. And then you're going to be able to have usable water in this tank.
Now, building surveyors, should he have picked this up? What do you think?
Well, this has been the way. The VBA will actually tell you that you've always needed a performance solution for this. Okay,
yep.
So they only started enforcing it probably about 3-4 years ago.
Yep.
But clearly, you know, I've written to the VBA about this very issue, and they've written back saying you need a performance solution.
All right.
So, you know, there's no performance solution, therefore it's non-compliant.
Well, let's see if the VBA will take action with this one. I'm hoping the VBA can reach out to us so we can give them all the details, we'll give them our report so they can take action, because it's unfair for the homeowners. They spent over $1 million. And did I show you this? Check it out.
Oh, it's like, it's a very loose fence, isn't it?
So guys, if you really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe and share if you haven't shared it already. I would really appreciate it because it will help our channel grow and reach a wider audience. So until next time guys, let's go.